Welcome to Negosyo Negosyo, where we create conversations about small and new business opportunities so that we can inspire and educate others who may also want to go into business. That's why on Negosyo Negosyo, I want you to show me your negosyo. Hello mga kanegosyo! Welcome sa isa na namang episode ng Negosyo Negosyo. My name is Jules and I am the host of this podcast. For this episode, I have my guest who is a young man. I met him or I was connected to him through a common friend. This friend of mine introduced me to my guest, and when she told me about what he was doing on his online store, in his business, his very noble pursuit, which is social enterprise. I will not preempt what he is doing. I will allow him to tell his story. But I was so impressed about his heart to help people, especially children who are in poverty. And I really wanted to get him on the show. So this guest of mine is currently a mass communication student. But while he is taking up his studies, he's also working as a social media marketing specialist at a company in Antipolo where he lives. So without further ado, allow me to welcome my guest, si Aljon Lego. Hello, Aljon.
Yeah, hello po sa inyong lahat. Hello.
Welcome to the show, Aljon.
Yeah, thank you po.
Alright. So, tama ba? For the benefit of our audience, mga kanegosyo natin, you are located now, you're staying in Antipolo?
Yes po, I live in Antipolo City po.
Alright. Good. So, yung yung place of work mo, do you go there physically or is this on a work from home basis?
I started lang po last July 30, so I am very new po sa trabaho ko po ngayon. And since it's very close and medyo na-ease na naman po yung quarantine, so I go to our office po every day, which is 10 minutes to 15 minutes away from our home po.
I mentioned in my introduction that you are doing social entrepreneurship. So, for the benefit ng mga kanegosyo natin, ano ba yung social entrepreneurship? Social entrepreneurship is basically, nagninegosyo ka, you're doing business, but you are doing it for a higher purpose. You are doing it to fund, for example, a social need. You see a social need, may mga issues in society that you want to change or you want to fund. So you use your business to be able to fund that kind of advocacy. So in the case of Aljon, tell us your story. Why are you doing this kind of business? Why are you doing it for other people?
So, yun po kasi, I started this social enterprise po, which is my online store. So, ginawa ko po siya as I was a person din po, I was a kid who needed help when I was young. And since I came from a family of 7 po, so medyo marami kami. And back then, si tatay lang po yung nagtatrabaho. And there were a lot of times na talagang we experienced hunger or kulang or like scarcity po. But there is this organization or there's this foundation who helped me since I was a kid from 8 years old until 22 years old, especially financially po. So through this organization, I was able to be what I am now, or I was able to reach some of my dreams. And as a way of giving back, since natapos na po ako or nag-complete na po ako sa foundation na yon, which 2 years ago, so I have had the heart na ipasa po yung compassion na natanggap ko from other people by helping another kid po. So yun po yung parang pinaka-core nung online store na sinimulan ko po.
Ah, so I hope you don't mind me asking. When you were growing up, sabi mo nga,
Yes.
tama ba only your father mo lang yung nagtatrabaho,
Opo.
and ilang kayo? 7 siblings kayo.
5 po. Bali 5 siblings, tapos si mama tsaka si tatay po.
Okay, alright. And isa lang yung breadwinner. And
Opo.
so growing up, saan kayo nakatira noon?
Simula po bata hanggang ngayon na we're still in the same house po. Pero dito po kami sa bundok banda nakatira. Yun po.
Okay. And when you say you experience scarcity, what does it mean?
I mean, like, marami pong times nung bata po kami na syempre, 5 kami pong nag-aaral. So, minsan may mga araw po na kulang yung baon or wala talagang baon. And we also experienced the times po nung mas bata-bata pa po kami na parang kulang yung pagkain or we had to share sa small amount of food na lima po kaming kapatid na kakain. So, ganun po. So, growing up, yung privilege ko po when I was young is, hindi siya katulad dun sa privilege ng ibang bata during my age when I was young. Like, naalala ko po sa foundation po kasi, like every year meron kaming Christmas shopping, and as far as I can remember, yung pants, yung t-shirt, yung sapatos na nabili is like for a year ko siya gagamitin, and hintayin ko ulit yung December bago ulit ako magkaroon ng bagong damit or sapatos, ganun po. So yung parang growing up, feeling ko po marami akong hindi na-experience or maraming kulang na nung bata po ako. So yun po.
Wow. And binanggit mo nga merong foundation. So ano tong foundation na to na nabanggit mo?
This foundation po is called Compassion International. So it's a worldwide organization po, and the whole picture po ng Compassion International is to help children be released from poverty in Jesus' name. So through the help of sponsors, they support other kids or they support children financially para matulungan po sila na maiangat dun po sa poverty na kinabibilangan nila.
Okay. Paano ka na-connect sa Compassion International? Or how did you get to meet them?
So, actually po, dalawa po kami ni Kuya yung naging part ng Compassion nung bata po kami. So, nauna po si Kuya, and it is in a church po. So, yung church po yung parang pinaka nag-handle po. So, yung mga partner churches po sa Philippines ng Compassion. So, dun po na-involve yung mga kabataan, yung mga bata. And nauna po si Kuya, and then I think second batch po ako or third batch. Tapos po nung natapos na po si Kuya, yung bunsong kapatid naman po namin yung naging part. So all in all, parang 3 po kaming magkakapatid yung naging part po ng Compassion International. Yung bunso ko pong kapatid, nandun pa rin po siya. Ngayon, bali siya na lang po.
Okay. And itong Compassion International, saan ito based?
Compassion International, yung pinaka-main office niya po is based in the US. Tapos meron din po siya, meron pong mga branches like yung offices sa Australia and sa Korea din po. But they are helping kids from every part of the world po, specifically yung mga poor countries po like Africa and some Asian countries, and I think meron din po mga Mexico po, mga ganong country po.
Alright. And nabanggit mo, Compassion International is a Christian organization, or at least
Yes,
they have Christian values. No?
Yes po.
Yeah, and that's why yung tagline nga nila is releasing children from poverty in Jesus' name.
Yes po.
So for the benefit of our listeners who are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor FM, and other listening platforms. You can find Compassion International on compassion.com. So you can get all the information that you want about Compassion. So, um, how many years kang naging beneficiary ng Compassion International?
I think 8, like for 17 years po
Mm-hmm.
sa Compassion International. So buong simula po bata ako hanggang sa 22 years old po ako, I was a part of Compassion po.
Right. And I guess yun na yung no? That's the very reason, that's the very core kung bakit ngayon ang advocacy mo is to help children, especially children who are in poverty.
Yes po. Kasi po as ako po bilang tao na na-experience ko yung buhay na kulang and na-experience ko din pong matulungan. And sobrang laking impact po noon sa akin. Kasi imagine nyo po, may taong magsusupport sa'yo financially nang hindi ka niya kilala. You're just like a stranger. For them, pinili ka lang nila because of your picture, but they wholeheartedly supported you until you grow up, until you achieve your dreams. And yun po talaga yung, yung pinaka-core, kung bakit kasi may online store or bakit ito yung advocacy ko. Kasi through the compassion of someone, natulungan po nilang mabago yung buhay. Not just, hindi lang po yung buhay ko yung nabago, but also the life of my whole family. Yun po yung parang pinaka-nabago niya.
Alright. At any point ba, do you know, as the recipient of sponsorship, do you know sino nag-sponsor sa'yo? O anonymous to?
Actually, you know them po. Pero when you are still in Compassion po, kapag hindi pa po kayo nag-complete, they communicate or we communicate with each other through letters po. So we send letters po, and isa po yun sa mga pinaka-exciting parts na inaabangan ko, to receive letter specifically from the US po. But after I completed, I was able to find them on Facebook, and until now po, from time to time nakakapag-usap po kami, and yun po, na-express ko po yung gratitude ko, yung grateful heart ko dun po sa tulong na ginawa nila sa akin.
Nice. And from there, there's the possibility for you to have, a lifelong relationship with people na under normal circumstances hindi mo siya makikilala di ba?
Opo.
So it's really because of organizations like Compassion International that, na-bless ka, naging recipient ka ng generosity ng ibang tao. But also, you are connected with other people in other parts of the world. Nice.
Yes po.
So, tell me about your business. So, kailan ka nag-decide na I'll do something, mag-set up ako ng business to help other children who also went through the same experience or are going through the same experience that I experienced as a child.
So yun po, yung history po ng online stores, like ever since I completed in Compassion International, so yung heart ko po talaga na maipasa yung compassion na na-receive ko to other kids. But since like 22 po ako nung natapos and I was working po, and hindi naman po kasi 100% yung financial, but still a big help pa rin po. But there are other fees, like nagtatrabaho po ako, I was working as a teacher, and may salary po akong natatanggap. But I think my salary was just enough to fund my studies din po sa college. Kasi syempre, andun po yung allowance every day and yung ibang part po ng tuition fees. So, gusto kong mag-start mag-sponsor, but I don't have the source of money yet. And yung online store ko, so dun po siya nagsimula, and it's because of a webinar po na na-attendan ko just this pandemic, and it was a webinar about e-commerce, and may specific line po doon na binanggit yung speaker. At sinabi niya po dun is, your stories could sell. And parang yun po yung line na nag-impact sa akin sa e-commerce na yun. And since nasa bago po kong trabaho and I am working as a social media marketing specialist, I am learning a lot about business po. How to start a business, how to market your business, and through my current job po, nakapag-generate po ako ng idea along with my advocacy to help other kids to start an online store, which is Legolas online store. And napag-desisyonan ko po na 100% ng earnings ng online store na yon will proceed po doon sa bata po na ini-sponsor namin. So generally, like, prinuduce ko lang po yung capital, and then yung earnings simula po na nag-start siya, and sobrang bago lang po. Just this August lang po nag-start yung online store. But since I started po, I was able to collect money na po na katumbas ng 1 month worth ng sponsorship na po namin sa bata. So yun po yung pinaka reason how I started my online store. So from my roots din po, from my advocacy itself.
Nice, wow. So even if kaka-start mo lang no last month basically, diba?
Yes po.
Meron ka na kagad na raise na funds.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So your store name is Legolas Online Store.
Yes.
So for the benefit of our listeners, his store can be found on facebook.com/Legolas Online Store. That's one word, Legolas Online Store. So tell us about Legolas Online Store. What do you do here? And sabi mo nga, you are using this business to help fund and sponsor a child. How much of your earnings from this store goes to sponsoring a child?
100% po ng earnings from this online store nagpo-proceed po sa sponsorship sa bata po.
Nice. Very good. And dito sa Legolas Online Store, what do you sell here?
Actually, yung pinakauna ko pong product na sinimulan is yung customized phone case po. Actually, I just do reselling lang po all of the products that I post in my store. Talagang mga resell products lang po. So I look for a not that expensive stores po na may program for like reselling, and sobrang liit lang din po. Hindi naman po ganun kalaki yung patong na dinadagdag ko, since it's not for earning personal money, but it's for helping other kids po. So basically yun po, customized phone case nowadays po. I am using I'm selling my skills din po. So yung knowledge ko po in Photoshop, so tumatanggap po ako ng layouts or printing services, and yun din po, yung kinikita ko din po doon is nagpo-proceed din po sa sponsorship and other and products. And may classmate po kasi kung nagtatrabaho sa plasticware factory, so I asked her if I could resell some of their products sa store ko, and yun po, nag-okay naman po siya. So yung iba pong plasticwares na binibenta ko, like yung mga common, very trendy po nowadays, yung mga paso So yun po yung binibenta ko po from my friend, and like yung mga hanger, washing board, mga ganong plasticwares po. Pero parang pinaka-mina-market ko po talaga is yung phone case po.
Okay. And dun sa phone case, napansin ko, marami siyang klase, maraming design May mga K-pop, may mga Christian theme.
Yes,
pero meron din siyang pwede bang customize ito?
Yes po. I have a set of design po ang pinaka-target market ko po kasi especially nowadays maraming maraming Filipino ang very hooked sa Korean dramas or Korean bands. So, yun po yung designs. Kung mapapansin niyo po, mostly ng designs ko is like Korean entertainment related and yung mga Christian thingy designs din po. But yung pinaka parang I call it feature product, like yung customized phone case po. So like customers can choose their own design, like selfie or like travel photo or family photo. Meron nga po last time nagpa-print po ng pictures ng aso niya sa phone case niya. So yun po. Yung customized phone case po talaga yung parang pinaka minamarket ko po.
Right. So, nasa customer na, no? Kung anong gusto niyang ipaprint.
Opo.
Alright.
Yes
nice.
po.
Nice. Okay. So, mostly phone cases, pero sabi mo nga, kanina pinakita ko, you're also selling yung mga pots. Kasi nga,
Yes po.
gusto na nga ngayon di ba? Mga
Opo.
plantitos and plantitas.
Yes po.
So, very much in demand.
Yes po.
They're also selling mga ibang plasticware like hangers.
Yes
Kung ano man ang need ng mga tao. Okay.
Yes po.
Nice. And what is this? Meron kang itong post mo. You're also accepting business card layouts?
Yes po. Yes po. Actually po, I found this accidentally. Like, I think it was just last week po when someone added me on Facebook. And acquaintance lang po, like hindi ko po talaga siya personally kilala. And inaccept ko po since kailangan ko talagang mapalawak yung network ko po sa Facebook. So inaccept ko siya. And then suddenly po nag-message siya sa akin if nagde-design po ba ako ng business cards or calling cards. And yun po, I have like basic idea. I have basic knowledge po sa Photoshop. So like, okay, I will try. And then dun po, na-discuss na agad na ganito yung fee. And hindi po ako nahirapan sa printing since yung katrabaho ko po is my printing service. So kind of like nakipag-partner po ako sa kanya. And then, so yun po, nakakatuwa po kasi for 4 boxes agad yung in-order niya. And just this night po, nakatanggap na naman po ako ng new orders ng calling cards po and mga limang tao po ata yung gagawan ko. So, pumasok po yung idea na, I can sell my skills din pala. I can sell my knowledge din pala. So, I think this could be added din po sa online store po since like it's more of like selling different products po.
Nice. So, just in case you have a need for business cards, you want it to be professionally done, yung layout, saka printing, do check out Legolas online store on Facebook. Yes. So, ito lang ba yung store mo or meron ka pa iba?
Yes, there is another one po. So, kwento ko na din po. And yun nga po, yung history, it's still, yung core pa rin po, the reason why this new online store started is because of compassion din po. So, meron po kasi kong group of friends, my childhood friends, we, like 5 po kami, and we all grew up in compassion din po. So, like, we call ourselves compassion friends po eh. And, so yun nga po yung sa work ko, ang dami ko pong research na ginagawa about marketing and sobrang napansin ko po yung demand po when it comes to the Korean trend po sa Pilipinas and ang daming Filipino na fans po ng Korean groups, Korean actors, Korean actresses po. And since may knowledge din po ako about Korean culture, so I got this idea, why not import products or why not import albums, light sticks, or skincare products from Korea. And inopen ko po yung idea sa friend ko. It's like what do you think of this? I have this business idea na mag-merchandise ng Korean albums or Korean merchandises, skincare products, and mag-import from Korea to Philippines. And hindi naman po ganun, medyo, since meron po akong ilang connections po sa Korea, and it was not hard for me to look for um, a median person sa Korea na tutulungan ako to import or to send the products po sa akin dito sa Philippines. And I opened the idea to my friend, to my compassion friend. And sobrang, positive po yung feedback. So it's like, oh, do you want to partner with me? Ganon. And yun po, pinagplanuhan po namin siya from scratch, yung processes, yung mga kakailangan naming papers, kung i-register namin siya sa government, ganun po. And hindi pa po siya officially launch. It will launch this coming Monday po. And it's called Teacher K-pop Shop. So since I was a teacher, and then K-pop po yung concept ng store. So that's where I got the name Teacher K-pop Shop. And sa work ko po kasi ngayon, hindi po nila ako kilala as Aljon. So kilala po nila ako as Teacher K-pop since yung work ko po before was the teacher, and is po, medyo inaasar po nila akong K-pop kasi nga po yung buhok ko. Now it's violet. The past weeks it was yellow, kind of thing, parang ganun po. So hindi po nila kilalang Aljon. So yung mga katrabaho po ang tawag nila sa akin Teacher K-pop. It's like, oh, why don't we call it Teacher K-pop Shop? So parang ganun po. So yeah, this Teacher K-pop Shop, so basically we will sell Korean albums ng mga sikat na K-pop boy groups or K-pop groups, and also official merchandises and skincare products. So yun po.
Nice.
And nakalimutan ko pong banggitin na 10% of the earning po ng online store na to will proceed po to another kid na i-sponsoran po namin this month po. I think next week po, mamimili na po kami ng bata na i-sponsoran po namin, which will come from the Philippines po.
Nice. Okay. So, by the time this episode comes out, na-launch mo na yung itong Teacher K-pop Shop. So,
okay.
So yung Teacher K-pop Shop can be found at facebook.com/Teacher K-pop Shop. So
Yes.
That's one word, Teacher K-pop Shop. So kung yung Legolas online store mo, 100% of the proceeds, yung business earnings will go to sponsoring a child. Itong Teacher K-pop Shop, still you will be giving part of the business proceeds, 10%
Yes.
of your earnings.
Yes.
Also to sponsor a child. Nice.
Opo.
Wow.
Like 10% po ng overall sales po ng shop, and then another 10% po ng part ko, and possibly 10% din po ng earning ng kapartner ko po. So
Nice.
parang all in all 30%, parang ganun po.
Nice. Wow. So, sa lahat po ng mga kanegosyo natin, please do support and check out yung dalawang business ni Aljon, which is yung Legolas online store. Again, that's on facebook.com/Legolas online store. And yung Teacher K-pop Shop or facebook.com/Teacher K-pop Shop. So please check out his business, what he's selling, support him, kasi every time you support Aljon and his business, you are helping to support a child who is in need, in financial need, a child who is, experiencing poverty, and nobody wants, ako as a parent, it breaks my heart knowing that there are children who are, going to bed hungry, di ba? Sobrang nalilimit yung potential ng mga bata kasi nga we have so much less in life. So, uh, I have no words to say, Aljon, except to say thank you for what you're doing, for your heart. Talagang um, kahanga-hanga ang ginagawa mo, Aljon. So, I hope and pray that God will honor you for what you are doing. I know there's a special blessing kasi sabi naman sa Bible yan there's a special blessing for those people who do not turn their back on people who are suffering, on people who are in poverty. So, God bless you for that, Aljon.
Thank you po. Praise God po.
So, Aljon, for the benefit of our audience, when you say that you are sponsoring a child, you're helping children who are in poverty, yung proceeds na yun, yung pondo na yun, saan ba siya napupunta? Anong nagiging impact niya sa buhay ng isang bata?
So yun po. So when you sponsor a kid po through Compassion International, monthly po we are sending $32 per month. And yung $32 na po yun, i-divide siya sa education needs, mental health needs, also sa dental din po, and sa sa church po kasi nila na partner po ng Compassion dun sa lugar nila. They also have this weekly activities, and sa weekly activities po merong may mga food or special programs po. So yung $32 po, sobrang laking per month, sobrang laking tulong po niya sa bata. And also, it's not about the money. Yun po yung lagi ko pong, sinasabi sa mga tao pong napagkikwentuhan ko. It's not about the money na itinulong sa akin, but it's the thought po. Yun po yung pinaka mas nag-impact sa akin. Yung thought na someone helped me without even knowing me. And that really changed. Kung hindi po nila ako tinulungan, like kung hindi nila ako pinili, I don't think mararating ko po yung status ng life na meron ako and yung family namin ngayon. And yung impact po kasi ng sponsorship, you are not just helping the kid financially, but you are also helping the kid build his dreams. And yun po yung pinaka mas yung term na mas nakakatuwa, na may bata kang natutulungan na maabot niya yung pangarap niya paglaki niya, na maabot niya yung purpose na God has intended for him or for that kid. So yun po yung sponsorship na yes, you are helping the kid financially, but you are also you are also building a life for a kid. So yun po.
Nice. So, yung $32 na sinasabi ni Aljon, that's equivalent to more or less 1,500 plus pesos.
Yes po.
But more than the money itself is, you're helping to change the life of a person.
Mm-hmm.
Na from being in poverty, meron na siyang chance to have a dream, di ba?
Yes
A
po.
dream, a goal in life through the compassion that you show to them by being a sponsor.
And kwento ko lang din po na ako po, meron po akong sponsor kid now, and he lives in Ethiopia po. And bata pa lang po siya, and I think he was only 6 years old. Last year po siya napunta sa akin. And he was only 6 or 7 years old last year po. And we could only communicate through letters. And this week po, like for a long time because of coronavirus, meron pong delay sa letters. So wala po akong natatanggap na any news about
When
him.
you say letters, physical na letter to as in
I send letters through email po, but for them po, they write letters po kasi. So, yung papunta po sa akin yung medyo matagal. So, yun po. So, yun nga po, I wasn't able to hear from him for a very long time because of coronavirus. And just this week po, pagdating ko po ng work, and then pag-open ko po ng email, kasi po may newsletter yung Compassion, yung blog po. So there was this newsletter na nag-appear po sa email ko, and it says po, the impact of your letters to your sponsored kids. And then may nabasa po akong name na Kenenisa. Kenenisa po kasi yung bata, yung name po nung bata na ini-sponsoran ko po. And at first, hindi po ko naniniwala na, no, I don't think this is the Kenenisa that I know. And first thing po na nabasa ko po yun sa pagdating ko po ng work. So when I finished reading the whole blog, sobrang, mangyak-ngyak po ako noon. I couldn't cry because I was in the office. So sobrang mangyak-ngyak po ako kasi there was a part na sinabi po ni Kenenisa na through my letters na inspire po siya. And may kwento po doon yung part nung tatay niya, nung papa niya na parang from time to time, pinapabasa niya sa papa niya yung letter ko kasi nga po 8 years old pa po siya. Palang po siya, so hindi pa po siya ganun nakakapagbasa. So parang paulit-ulit niya raw pong pinapakwento sa papa niya yung letters ko. And yung thought po na it was just a letter, pero ganun po yung dating, ganun po yung impact niya dun kay Kenenisa, dun po sa bata sa Ethiopia. And I was like, nung after ko po mabasa yun, may katabi po ako actually. Tapos kinuwento ko po sa kanya yung story, yung full story. And may kita niya po na, huwag kang iiyak. Kang iiyak, parang ganun po. So yun po yung impact na someone is inspired sa sponsorship. So yun po, yung bata po, natutulungan niyo siya not just in financially but also through the wisdom na ibinibigay niyo po sa kanila through letters po. So yun po.
Nice. Wow. I have no other words except wow. So mga kanegosyo, just in case umiiyak kayo ngayon, I don't blame you. Dahil very heartwarming yung story ni Aljon. His own personal experience growing up, experiencing poverty, and then being the recipient of a sponsor, people who he did not even know. And now, as a young man, as a young professional, siya mismo, yung puso niya is really to give back and become a sponsor then to other families, to other children. So please do check out yung social media pages ni Aljon. You can find him in dalawang niyang stores at facebook.com/Legolas online store. The other one is Teacher K-Pop Shop, also on Facebook. Legolas online store, 100% of the proceeds will go to the sponsorship of a child. And for Teacher K-Pop Shop, at least 10% or more will also go to funding, sponsoring a child who is in poverty.
So, for everyone na nakikinig at makikinig ng podcast na ito, ng show na ito, I am encouraging you, if God is leading you, or if you have a heart to help other kids but you don't know how, maybe you can start with Compassion International. It's very easy to sign up. And it's very easy to send money po through bank transfer. And I believe po na you don't need to have a lot of money to be able to sponsor. Kasi if you do it wholeheartedly, I know God will provide po. And yun din po yung testimony na God is providing for me to sponsor a kid po. And hopefully, magiging 2 kids na po sila. So yun po. Thank you po.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much, Aljon. Sobrang bilib ako sa heart mo, your heart for generosity. So thank you for what you do. Yan, mga kanegosyo. Kung meron kayong dapat i-support, meron kayong dapat bilhan, si Aljon. Okay? Check out his stores on Facebook. Alright?
Yeah, thank you po.
So, Once again, thank you, Aljon, for
Thank you
gracing
po.
this episode. Sobrang naka-inspire ang story mo. And we pray and hope that, you will find success. And by God's grace, you will find that success. So kung natuwa po kayo sa episode na to, please, I would appreciate that you write down something sa comment section. If there's anything that you think that would help me to improve yung podcast, please also write that down in the comment section. So, once again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Jules. I'm the host of this podcast. Until the next time, goodbye and God bless.